How do you feel about your daughter dating Future?
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, you don't? Do you approve of Future?
I don't know
nothing about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. So I want to talk about Miss Lori Harvey, who seems to be a hot topic right now and on everybody's wish list, as you can see. So Lori Harvey has been moving a certain type of way that's very peculiar to me. It's very interesting, and guess what? I ain't mad at her. She's a very quiet girl, mysterious, private, and she's working her beauty to the core right now during her prime. Now, as a reminder, this is Lori Harvey, the stepdaughter of Steve Harvey, who wanted to force his dating/relationship coach advice on us a couple years ago. On his show, he played matchmaker and also gave his advice there. And he went on to write a book called Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. And he also turned it into a movie as well. And whether you took his advice or not, child, that's your business. So back to Lori Harvey. I feel like with her dating history, she's, whacking up some men on her list, but I feel like she's on the path to a gold mine, possibly like she's on a mission of some sort. So my question is Lori Harvey an industry decoy on a mission, or is she just living her best life as a young and thriving 23-year-old woman? So I'm going to look into her dating history, and then we're going to explore that question that I just asked. Industry decoy or living her best life? All right, y'all, so let's get into it. So first of all, Lori Harvey was with a guy named Memphis Depay, and he was a Dutch football player. Ooh, so she went international. And football meaning soccer here in the United States. So he played soccer. Y'all know how it goes. So they met back in 2015 at a beach party. He gave her his number and said, "Yo, girl, call me." And then, she didn't call him for like a year. And then they finally, got with each other. And then he proposed to her in 2017. And then in 2018, they broke up. So, just 3 years of a whirlwind. Anyway, moving on. So Lori Harvey has been linked to Justin Combs. They had a situationship, relationship, or whatever they had, because they were seen out together and people thought they was together. Again, we don't know. And then, boop, that went away very quickly. And this was back in 2019. Next is Trey Songz. So Lori Harvey and Trey Songz was spotted out, at dinner and at the jewelry store. She's trying to get her diamonds. And this all took place in 2019. Rumor has it that Trey Songz was trying to get, Meek Mill to take that line out of the song that says, I got Lori Harvey on my wish list. He didn't. So anyway, moving on. Next relationship, situationship, or however you want to look at it, is with P. Diddy. Justin Combs' father. So the age gap between P. Diddy and Lori Harvey is 27 years. Crazy, isn't it? And so they did whatever they did for a couple months. They were on IG flaunting it and dipping it and doing it. And this happened back in 2019. So 2019 seems to be a very busy year for Lori Harvey. There was rumors that they were engaged and that she was pregnant. Everything was false, but then Diddy ended up, going out with another woman in October of that year, and, they disbanded. Lori Harvey and P. Diddy were, no more. So it's crazy how she was dealing with Justin Combs and then P. Diddy, and then she was also, close with Kim Porter, and that just seems like... a lot of entanglement going on, if you understand what I'm saying. Jeez Louise. So next we have Future. My God. At the top of the year, at the beginning of the year, a lot of pictures were surfacing of Lori Harvey and Future, in the pool and in Jamaica for her birthday, and they were kissing and hugged up and taking pictures in the bathroom or whatever they was, they was just doing a lot on the gram. And my fingers were crossed like, yo, I hope she don't get pregnant. And guess what? She ended up coming out smooth, clean, to then move on to Michael B. Jordan, who Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan was spotted getting off a plane in Atlanta. And, Michael B. Jordan is filming for Black Panther. And Lori Harvey is not in the movie Black Panther. So guess what? That means that they're kicking it hard right now. And you know, Michael B. Jordan is the sexiest man alive. You know. So, Lori Harvey, I see what you're doing, girl.
I see you. I like that. It's cute.
So let's focus on the question that I asked earlier. You know, is Lori Harvey an industry decoy, or is she just living her best life? Now, I want to make a disclaimer and say that, you know, Lori Harvey can date whoever she wants. You know, her dating list is developing. So that's only the 6 people that we know of right now. I mean, she could have dated 60 people. It's all good. Like, there's no judgment. You know, men date who they want, women date who they want. Now, let's focus on the industry decoy aspect. Now, Lori Harvey is moving in a way that is strategic and it just seems like she's on a mission of some sort. And this is just my opinion. So I'm looking at her, you know, use her beauty and her seductiveness to pull in different men. And so I'm looking at Diddy and Diddy's son and Future and Memphis Depay, that soccer player, and Trey Songz, and now she's with Michael B. Jordan, and Michael B. Jordan may not be the last guy that she deals with. So, in looking at Lori Harvey, I feel like, you know, as she continues to move throughout the industry the way she is, she could maybe write a book one day. You know, she's hanging with these guys and, you know, going on vacations and getting jewelry, and she's being intimate with these men, and she's also getting information. So it's nothing that she could probably say, but think about the fact that she could put all this into a book. You know, I don't know, I'm just thinking here, and it reminds me of a particular person who did the same thing in a sense where she got, you know, She got involved with these different men on different levels, and she ended up putting, you know, her stories into books. Now, the person that I'm about to compare Lori Harvey to does not act the same way. Like, they're 2 different people. Lori Harvey is much more classy based and less promiscuous than this person, but their paths kind of are similar. Their end games can be similar as well. And the person that I'm talking about is Corinne Steffens. I want y'all to hear me out. Now, you know, Corinne Steffens was making a lot of noise back in the early 2000s. You know, when people were seeing her, you know, in all these videos and, you know, people seeing her on the red carpets and with different men. And she has written, you know, a line of books. She's the author. But one book in particular is her signature book, and that's Confessions of a Video Vixen. And I remember when that book came out in 2005, and with me knowing everything about her, oh yeah, as soon as that book came out, I ran to the store, the Barnes and Nobles, and picked it up. I was like, yes, I want to read about this. I was curious. And so this book is a cautionary tale of the industry. You know, she was there to experience the inner workings of the industry after having dealt with a plethora of men. I mean, a lot of men. Okay? Just to name a few. Shaq, Jay-Z, LL Cool J, Fred Durst, Cool G Rap, who else? Chris Rock, Bobby Brown. I mean, she's dealt with a lot of men. And so Corinne Steffens gave off this man-eater type attitude, like, yeah, I did it, so what? Yes, I dealt with him, and he took me on trips and bought me jewelry, and, you know, we dated for a while, but I don't want him, or his performance was absolutely horrible. Like, I would never deal with him again. Like, she had that type of attitude. And Corinne Steffens comes off as very proper. She crosses her legs. She is like a professional manipulator as well. And like, she has the mentality like, I'm smart and you're not. What I did was right. And so how dare you judge me? You know, men do it, so can I. Huh. And so if you dig into her background, like, her mother was, you know, abusive and a manipulator as well. And her father, Corinne Steffens' father, was not involved in her life. So, you know, that explains Corinne Steffens and her behavior. You understand? So here you have Lori Harvey, who, like I said, is classy based and less promiscuous, and she is not like a manipulator like Corinne Stephens is. She doesn't come off as being cocky like Corinne Stephens, but the way that Lori Harvey is moving is in a sense where she is dealing with different industry guys, and again getting enough information to maybe one day put all of this into a book. You know, so Corinne Stephens went her path, and her path was much more explosive and filled with men, but she took that information that she got from her experiences and put it into a book. And so with Lori Harvey, I can imagine her pillow talking with Future and, you know, putting it into a book. Like, I wouldn't mind hearing a little something about Future, because I know he done slipped something in her ear that was not supposed to get out. Now, in the case where she signed an NDA, this can all be null and void, right? But if not, Lori Harvey does have enough information to put it into a book, just like Corinne Stephens. So let's explore the other aspect here. Is Lori Harvey just living her best life? So just think about when you were in your 20s. Were you out here painting the town red, you know, dating somebody for a little bit and saying, you know what, I want to move on to somebody else, and then starting all over again and, you know, date that person for a couple months and then you move on to somebody else? You wasn't even thinking about marriage in your 20s. You were out here, you know, being fast and just living the life. Were you doing that in your 20s like Lori Harvey? Were you young and using your seductiveness and your usefulness at its high peak to get what you want? You understand? And if you are in your 20s right now, are you doing all the things that I just said previously? You know, dating whoever you want, you know, being fast, painting the town red, you know? So is that what Lori Harvey is doing? Is she following the playbook that her mother gave her? Like, girl, use these men for their coin, girl. You zhuzh your hair, you do your makeup, you get your bread, get your hair, then leave. You know, I hope she not, well, she ain't listening to her father, because apparently he ain't gave us no relationship/dating advice in years. So I don't know. And I wonder, did we get him out of here with the foolishness? Or did Lori Harvey just take him out of the business of giving relationship and dating advice? Just putting it out there. But back to what I was saying, you know, Lori Harvey just could be a 23-year-old girl living her best life. And it may not be, you know, in the cards for her to even write a book, a tell-all book. So we're going to see what, you know, what the future holds. Like right now she's with Michael B. Jordan, but, you know, next year she could be with someone else. And then after that be with someone else. And I'm going to be like, Lori Harvey, girl, what path you on? What you doing? We just trying to see. All right, guys, leave your thoughts below. All right, y'all take care.